right, queens. Slay like no one's watching. But everybody's watching. Because you're gorgeous.
Haley Fra-
Welcome back to another movie review. I am Dylan Gable, and today I'm talking about Mean Girls, the 2024 musical remake. Okay, so, it's basically just Mean Girls, but a musical. It has literally the same plot. The only difference is that there's a lot of singing in this one. Okay, so, as you saw in my review of the original that I posted a few days ago, I really love the original Mean Girls. I think it's a fantastic comedy. It's one of the best comedies of the 2000s, definitely. And I was really excited to see this new one because Tina Fey returned to write it, and it looked pretty impressive, judging by the trailer. And what I gotta say about this new one is that it's fine. It's a perfectly okay musical. I will say, just right off the bat, it's nowhere near as good as that original film, but I will say this movie was pretty decent. I do think the acting was really fucking good. The production, I thought, was really well done, too. It feels very theatrical. I thought this movie was definitely worthy of a theatrical release versus the streaming release it was originally supposed to have. So yeah, I do think it was a better call to release this in theaters. It definitely felt like a movie that was meant to be seen in theaters. The production I thought was great. The dancing I thought was awesome. It was very well shot, very well edited. Everything worked very well from a production standpoint in this film. Also, this movie does have a few great comedic moments as well. There's nothing as funny as anything in the original movie. I mean, granted, a lot of the stuff in this movie is just copied straight from the original. I mean, yeah, it's a remake, so... And it's also an adaptation of a stage musical, which I've never seen. I've never even listened to the songs from the stage production or even seen any of it, so... I went into this completely blind, and... Yeah, it's just the first movie, but with singing. That's it. There's just a lot of copying from the first movie, which I understand, but because everything in this movie, in terms of comedy, I saw in the original, it was not as funny here, so yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, and yeah, the screenplay, once again, it was written by Tina Fey, and yeah, it's pretty decent. It's not as sharp, it's not as witty, but you know what? It's a decent enough screenplay. And yeah, the performances in this movie, especially from Renee Rapp, fucking awesome. Renee Rapp was easily the standout in this out of everyone in the cast. I really thought she played the role perfectly, and she was great in the musical numbers too. There's no one in this movie that's better than her, in my opinion. She stole this entire fucking movie. Every scene that she was in, she just fucking stole. She really gave this movie a lot of fucking personality. It was awesome. Renee Rapp, congratulations. You gave one hell of a fucking performance. And, the musical numbers. I will say there's aspects of them that I loved, mainly from when I mentioned the production. How everything's all performed, how everything's shot. They were tons of fun. I do have a criticism on the music. Not like the numbers themselves, it's just how the music was done. I'll get to that in my negatives. But yeah, they were just a lot of fun to watch, and the songs are good. I'll give them that. The songs were really fucking good. There were a couple that I thought were really catchy too. Now let's get into my negatives. Let's talk about the music. No, not the songs, just how the music sounds. There's times where it sounds great. And then there's other times where I thought it sounded pretty bad. It just sounded really overproduced. It sounded like just some generic sounding music that you'd hear on like the top 40 Billboard's pop station. Like, some of it just wasn't that well done. It's just a criticism I have. It's like, okay, you have this stuff that's based on Broadway, and then how you produce the music, you just have it sound like a Billboard top 40 fucking garbage sounding song. Like, you have some really good lyrics here. It's just that the music doesn't really elevate it. But then there's other times where it sounds great. So the music itself is very much a mixed bag for me. Also, besides Renee Rapp, there's not a lot of other performances that really stand out. Like the performances are good all around, but I just wish that a lot of the other actors just really brought their own, like elevated this entire movie like everyone in the cast of the original movie did. Like no one's bad in this movie, it's just that some of them don't really, really perform, like try to give out a big standout performance. So yeah, there's that too. And like I said, a lot of the comedy doesn't land as well because it's stuff you've already seen in the original film. And then the updated stuff, some of it worked, some of it really missed hard as well. And yeah, it's just, if you go into this movie expecting something just as good as the original, you're going to be disappointed. But in the end, the 2024 Mean Girls was a very, very okay film. I thought it was alright. I do recommend seeing it in theaters. I thought it was a pretty good time. I definitely had fun watching it. I might watch it again. I mean, it could be a good double feature with the original. I mean, I will say this, it's way fucking better than Mean Girls 2. Just putting it out there. Mean Girls 2, I didn't even bother reviewing that, but that movie sucked. This movie it's fine. I am going to give Mean Girls a B. So what did you think of Mean Girls 2024? Comment below, let me know. And if you like my stuff, you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.